Once again, hello everyone. Good morning to all. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to Technical Session 5A. Myself Adesh Bazare and this session would be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GIA Scholastic LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 9th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Intelligent Systems, ICTIS 2025, Bangkok, Thailand. The ninth edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held yesterday in Bangkok, Thailand, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today and tomorrow, that is 5th and 6th of April 2025. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions through the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given 10 minutes for the presentations and 2 minutes for questions and answers. On 9 minutes, I'll raise a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Before we start the session, I'd like to introduce you all to the chair for this session, Dr. Scott Emick. He is the principal scientist at Octon Network, United States, with a strong background in engineering, research, and leadership. An applied scientist with experience in both academia and industry. He specializes in Ethereum scale ranking and personalization. His expertise lies in developing advanced algorithms. Dr. Emick, may I now invite you to share your opening remarks with us?
Thank you very much, Adash. Really looking forward to this session. I've read the abstracts and I'm very interested in the presentations that are going to be happening. So I'm looking forward to everybody's talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Emi, for setting the tone with those insightful remarks. Moving forward, now I would like to introduce our next session chair, Dr. Bhumi Gupta. She is an associate professor with expertise in civil engineering, computer engineering, and transportation engineering at Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Technology, New Delhi, India. Her specialized skills include transportation planning, disaster management, and computer communications. Dr. Gupta is dedicated to advancing research and education in these interdisciplinary fields. Dr. Bhumi, may I now invite you to share your opening remarks as well?
Good morning, all. It's my pleasure to be a part of it as a session chair, and I'm really looking forward to listen to the um, research work pioneered by the research scholars and faculty who will be involved here as the presenters. Thank you so much for welcoming me as a session chair. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I'd like to start with papers. We will begin with Mr. Gopi Suresh Aripalli to present his paper on an integration of security measures and the generation of facial biometric cancelable templates. Sir, are you present in the session? Okay. Uh, Miss Anjana S, are you present in the session? Mr. Jaydeep Lokhande, are you present in the session?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'd like to start your paper on decoding explainable AI, critical review of emerging techniques, key challenges, and future pathways.
Can I share the screen, sir?
Yes, you are allowed to share your screen.
I hope the screen is visible, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Jaydeep, you are audible. You can begin.
So, hello sir, this is Jaideep Lokhande presenting my paper on the topic Decoding Explainable AI, a critical review of emerging techniques, key challenges, and future pathways. Here are the authors, Dr. Yogita Hande, me, Jaideep Lokhande, and Professor Anita Gunjal. Specifically, the high growth and development of artificial intelligence have profoundly influenced numerous industries. However, depending on the complexity and lack of transparency in many of AI models, uh, often terms as black box systems, which have some uh, secrets buried under them. So, these have raised a significant concerns regarding the trustworthiness as well as the ongoing accountability of that particular devices or systems. So particularly in response to the field of explainable AI, it has been emerging nowadays to prove that there is this, transparency in the system, as well as there are no so more hidden availabilities of that particular things. So particularly on that XAI is working. Introduction. First, XAI refers to particularly developing or developed set of techniques or methodologies that explain a few things like transparency in that particular system, trust, accountability, then bias detection. Then particularly focusing on those techniques which do all the things are first is model specific methods like lime sharp, then GradCam for neural networks that go through the system and make it work properly. Then definitions. First, XAI. It is defined to make AI decision based on the processes which are understandable to humans. Then the benefits include improved trust, support regulation, aids in debugging AI models. Starting with the review, particularly, moreover, evolution of XAI has been starting in these major 5 years from 2018 to 2024. Then challenges in particular are include lack of interpretability in deep learning, as well as those key studies include overview of major scholarly works in AI. This is the tabular format of our literature review, in which the major paper were by Miller, that is cognitive aspects of AI explanations, and then its application fields were human-centered AI, where that particular model was explaining whatever things it was doing or evolving around itself. Then methods for XAS decision trees is that first is methods of for explainability. First is model linguistic techniques, that is lime, sharp, partial dependence plots. The second is model specific techniques that focus on models, like those techniques include grad cam for neural networks, attention visualization, as well as there are a few hybrid approaches also, the that is in integrated gradients as well as anchors. Then, including few of the research gaps. First is the need for standard evaluation metrics for all those methods which have been used in XAI models. The second is challenges in adopting XAI to a new AI models, that is GANs as well as transformers. The third is domain specific explainability issues. Then starting with the applications, first is healthcare, that in the field of healthcare, it can be used in medical diagnosis, then patient treatment recommendations. The second major application is in field of finance to detect fraud, then credit risk assessment. Then the third is in autonomous systems in self-driving cars as well as robotics, where that model could explain that what moves were taken, so that people should not think that there is a bias in that particular system. Then challenges. First is trade-off between accuracy and interpretability. Then second is lack of standardized metrics for explanation quality. And third is scalability. Starting with the conclusion of XAI is crucial for ethical and transparent AI systems. Challenges remain in balancing accuracy and interpretability. Future work should focus on improving evaluation methods and user-centered explainability. Even though explainable AI bridges the gap between complex machine learning models and human understanding, making AI decisions more transparent, ethical, and user-friendly is the key goal of XAI. Then future scope, developing standardized XAI evaluation metrics, enhancing domain-specific explainability. Then interdisciplinary collaboration between AI, ethics, and law. And the last one is public education to build trust in AI systems. Here are a few references which I have included from my paper. And that's it. Here's the entire presentation presented by me, Jaideep Lokhande. Thank you all. Questions, please.
Yeah, Jaideep.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, I think you have done most of the paper in the form of literature review. Has any case study been run, as you had
Uh,
explained,
Ma'am,
many case studies in the
particularly in
conclusion
the
also?
yeah, particularly in the paper, we have mentioned a case study about healthcare and diagnosis, as well as few of the applications have been also included, where we have worked on particularly in medical healthcare as well as in autonomous driving systems, where it would guide users that why particular thing has been done, like why the turn was taken. So few explainability issues have been solved over there. That's it, ma'am.
But the results have not been shown and the discussions
No,
have not
ma'am.
been made.
Yeah, actually, we have been dealing with developing a few of the models. So, due to which we have simply posted a literature paper earlier, and then the second paper would be posted.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Jaydeep, I just had a quick question about reasoning models, reasoning LLMs. They seem to provide a kind of an explanation. If you go to DeepSeek or some of the chat GPT models that do reasoning, they'll give kind of an explanation of the conclusion that they're arriving at. And I'm wondering if you could just kind of comment on that in the context of AI explainability.
Yes, sir, sure. So particularly the explanation given by those AI system is not completely accurate. It is semi-accurate decisions, and to focus on more explainability where whatever is asked, that one thing should be only explained either than explaining all those things. Like nowadays, one trend is going, sorry to interrupt, but one trend is going on, Ghibli art trend, and people have been posting their images on that particular AI model to create that Ghibli art, but expecting Ghibli art image as an output, it simply gives explainability that it is not in their terms and conditions to provide that particular things, or it could not create for you. I particularly think this is waste of time while giving explainability in that way, either than providing what the user needs. So this creates bias in mind of user, and he stops using that particular thing after certain experiences, bad experiences. So this is where that particular field should be used to remove bias as well as improve accuracy in that particular systems. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Jaideep. Mohul YP, are you present in the session?
Yes, sir, I'm present.
Okay. Now I'd like to invite Mohul to present his paper on deep learning based voice stress detection for multi-level stress classification.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, Mohul, it is visible. You can begin with your paper.
Okay. So, good morning, one and all present here. My name is Mohul, and I'm one of the authors for the paper titled Deep Learning Based Voice Stress Detection for Multi Level Stress Classification. And today I'll be presenting our work. So let me get started with our problem statement. Stress is a significant factor affecting both mental and physical health, yet traditional stress detection methods are often intrusive, time consuming, and impractical for the real world applications. There is a growing need for a non intrusive, efficient, and accurate system to detect stress levels seamlessly. This project aims to leverage advancements in voice based stress detection technology to develop an automated system capable of analyzing voice recordings and identifying stress levels with high accuracy. So, moving forward to our abstract, stress is a physiological and psychological response to perceived threats, challenges, or demands, and is a prevalent issue in the modern society impacting both mental and physical health. Over the years, methods that utilize biomarkers to determine and measure stress have been extensively explored. Artificial intelligence uses voice to perceive and detect stress has gained attention, with advancements in voice based stress detection models offering alternative methods for detecting stress levels. These models use the characteristics of an individual's voice, which can change under different stress conditions. In this research, we have explored the efficiency of voice based stress detection by experimenting with different combinations of features that can capture the variation in voice during periods of stress, leading us to extract key acoustic features such as MEL frequency, septal coefficients, along with zero crossing rate and root mean square energy from the audio recordings. Our study utilizes two English language audio data sets focusing on classifying stress into three distinct levels: high, medium, and low stress. We have employed a CNN to train on these data sets with features extracted, aiming to capture the nuanced
Uh,
variation.
Mohul, sorry to interrupt, but are you changing the slides?
No, I'm not, ma'am. I'm just reading out the
Okay.
paragraphs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now is it? Now it is visible.
Okay. Our model has achieved an accuracy of 94%, demonstrating the potential of CNN-based approaches in accurate stress detection through voice analysis. So the scope of our project, we have used two data sets, namely the RAVDES and CREMADI data set, and combined they have around 11,500 English audio samples, with each of them lasting around 3 to 5 seconds, containing around 5 to 10 spoken words. So the scope of our project is binary classification, categorizing the audio samples into stressed and not stressed, and also it involves a multi-class classification, which further refines the stress levels into high, medium, and low categories. So the data sets that we have used are the CREMADI data set and the RAVDES data set. These are two well-known speech emotion recognition data sets. The CREMADI data set contains audio recordings of men and women expressing various emotions, whereas the RAVDES data set includes both audio and audio-visual data, offering a broader range of emotional expressions. Together, these data sets provide us a solid foundation for training models to detect stress in speech. So as I told, the Cremadi and Ravdes data set, both of them are emotion data sets. So we have used this mapping to convert emotions to map emotions into stress levels. So the Ravdes data set contains emotions such as a neutral, calm, happy, surprised, and disgusted. And as you can see in the table, the numbers that are written in brackets are the intensity of the emotions that are expressed. So one is low intensity, whereas two is high intensity. And as when if we move on to the Cremadi data set, we can see that there are three intensity levels: one, two, and three. One being the lowest, and three being the highest. So we have mapped these stress levels, map these emotions into stress levels using this table. Moving on to our proposed architecture, we have used a CNN model to classify emotional stress levels, that is high, medium, and low, from audio data. The system works with two emotional speech data sets, RAVDES and CREMA, containing various emotional intensities. Three acoustic features that are extracted from raw data are MFCC. So MFCC helps us in capturing the frequency distribution of the audio samples. ZCR, that is zero crossing rate, measures the signal sign changes, and RMSE, that is root mean square energy, represents the signal energy. We have also used data augmentation techniques like time stretching, pitch shifting, and noise addition to improve the model's accuracy and robustness. So we have mainly used the data augmentation techniques to make sure that our model works well in real world applications. The main limitation in real world applications is that there is a lot of background audio that is involved in the audio recording. So data augmentation techniques help our model uh, to perform better in real world situations by including the background noise in our training data as well. So this is our CNN architecture consists of two convolutional blocks with a 1D convolution layer, ReLU activation layer, batch normalization, and a max pooling layer. The dropout layer helps in preventing overfitting, while the L2 regularization keeps the weights in check. After flattening, the output passes through a dense layer with 128 units before classification via softmax activated output layer. This comprehensive approach combines feature extraction, regularization techniques, and a data augmentation to achieve high accuracy and reliability in stress detection across different speakers and environments. So we have actually experimented with different models. As you can see from the table, we have tried using CNN. We have also tried a method that involves using an RNN and a BiLSTM. But out of the three models that we have explored so far, CNN has given us the best accuracy. One of the main reasons why this is happening is because our data set, that's our combined data set that consists of the RAVDES and CREMA-D data set. Uh, an individual audio sample is around 5 to 10 seconds. And out of the 5 to 10 seconds, the person actually speaking in the audio sample is only for around 2 to 3 seconds. And since the RNN and BiLSTM models involve a memory component, the 7 to 8 seconds, that is the 7 to 8 seconds out of the total 10 seconds uh, in the audio sample that is spent not speaking by the speaker, that affects the accuracy, whereas the CNN model does not have a memory component, and hence those 2 to 3 seconds of stressful voice is enough for our model to classify that audio sample as stressed. So these are our results. The proposed stress detection system achieves high accuracy in classifying stress levels. The results demonstrate effective differentiation between stress categories, outperforming traditional manual stress assessment techniques. The findings indicate that voice-based stress detection can be a viable solution for real-world applications, providing a non-intrusive and automated alternative to conventional methods. So we have achieved an accuracy of 94% in using our CNN model. So these are the three main limitations that we can face. External factors such as background noise, and microphone quality can affect our accuracy. Moreover, stress is complex. Changes in voice may stem from temporary emotions or medical conditions rather than actual stress itself. There's also a risk of misclassification where individuals may be wrongly labeled as stressed or emotionally unstable. Beyond technical challenges, voice-based stress detection raises ethical concerns, particularly around privacy and consent, as voice data is highly personal and should only be analyzed with explicit permission. So our future work, we can improve our model by incorporating other languages other than English, allowing for broader applicability and greater robustness in linguistically diverse environments. Exploring the model's adaptability to different languages and cultural contexts would provide valuable insights for global applications. Thank you. Any questions?
Could you talk for a minute about the inference time? This is Scott Imig. Could you talk for a minute about inference and how this performs, how this can perform in a real world situation? Let's say a customer service situation, or maybe an emergency response situation. Is the performance in terms of the time, the inference time, is it sufficient to kind of have real-time monitoring of stress levels in a real situation? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your question, Scott. So when it comes to real world applications, yes, it can be used in healthcare systems or in an emergency service situation to identify if the person is stressed or not stressed. So particularly a person's actions and their particularly a person's actions may differ when they're under stressful conditions. They tend to make um, decisions based on emotion rather than logic when they are stressed. So our model can be beneficial for first-hand responders to identify if the person is stressed or not stressed and help them make a decision for them. And when it comes to inference time, our inference time is pretty low. So as soon as you enter an audio sample into our model, we can get the result in around 3 to 4 seconds. I hope that answers your question, Scott.
Mohul, I
Yes,
have a
thank you.
question. Uh,
Yes.
Mohul, you have talked about two genders, male and female, for
Yeah.
the stress, the audios, but you
Yeah.
haven't covered the age groups, right?
Oh, yeah. So the age group is between 18 years old to 75. That is the age group that is present in our RAVDES and CREMATI data set.
And what about the noise cancellation and data augmentation techniques? You haven't referred to the specific techniques which are used here.
Yeah, sorry for that. So the data augmentation techniques that we have used are time stretching and pitch shifting.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So any other questions?
Yes, I have one question, Mahul.
Yes, ma'am.
Does it mean that if the person is stressful, then only your AI device should respond quickly? And if the person is not stressful, then your AI device should take some time to respond for the request, whatever the person is making. So, what is the use of calculating stress level while responding to the user?
Ma'am, if our model can output whether the person is stressed or not stressed. So if the person is stressed, then
Let us take an example in healthcare systems or in healthcare expert system. In healthcare system, if anyone is making any request, then it has to be fulfilled in shortest period of time. Then what is the use of calculating stress level of the person who is making the request? If he is stressful, then only the device or the request should be fulfilled very quickly. And if it is not stressful, then the request should not be fulfilled quickly. Is it so?
no, ma'am. If it does not matter if the person is stressed or not stressed, if as soon as they input an audio sample into a model, they'll get the result in a very short amount of time.
Why to calculate stress then? Why there is so much research going on in calculating the stress using deep learning? What is the use of calculating stress level in any application, in any service-based application?
Ma'am, if a person is very stressed, then they tend to make decisions based on emotion rather than logic. So so the medical personnel or the first hand responders can use that information and make their decisions and choices accordingly. So like for example, if a woman is trapped in a building that is on fire and she's made a 911 call, and using a model we get to know that she's in a stressful situation. So the first hand responders can advise the woman to just stay indoors or just stay where she is, and the first hand responders can go and rescue her rather than her making a decision on her own, which can tend to lead to uh, bad consequences. We can just, based on her stress level, we can make a proper decision.
Okay.
Y- yes, ma'am, I hope that answers your question. Any other questions?
Okay, so there seems to be no further questions. So thank you, Mohul.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Supriyo Ghosh, are you in the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now next I would like to invite Mr. Supriyo Ghosh to present his paper on design and development of web application track water quality in rural locations in Bangladesh.
Hello, everyone. This is Supriyo Ghosh, and today I will be presenting our research on design and development of web application to track water quality in rural locations in Bangladesh. Introduction. Water is essential for life, but access to clean water is still a major problem in Bangladesh. Contaminated water sources can lead to serious health risks. However, existing water quality systems are either unavailable in many locations in Bangladesh. Problem statement. The primary problem we addresses is the lack of efficient system for tracking water quality in rural Bangladesh. Many existing monitoring system methods rely on manual data collection and laboratory testing, which can be slow and costly. Objectives. The main objectives of this research is to develop an efficient and accessible web-based water quality monitoring system in for rural areas in Bangladesh. Currently, communities in these regions face difficulties in accessing the safety of their drinking water due to the lack of real-time monitoring system. Our system aims to bridge the gap by allowing users to record and access the quality of data. To achieve this, our key objectives are developing a digital platform that allows users to monitor the water quality in real time, ensuring accessibility so that the system can be used for both government and local people. Methodology. Our methodology consists of three major steps: data collection, system design, and processing of data. The second step, the system development, where we designed and implemented a web application using Python, a Django framework for the backend, and the JavaScript and CSS for the front end, and MySQL for the data storage. My system architecture allows users to input data through the user-friendly interface, and the database stores this information surely for further analysis. Finally, the third step, which is the data processing and visualization. The system processes the collection of data and presents it easy to understand format using interactive graphs and graphs. This helps users to identify the patterns and potential contamination risks of type. System design. Our system design work for three key phases: data input, data processing, and data processing and visualization. The system designed for the water quality monitoring platform includes three key components: the risk picture, the entity relationship data diagram, and data dictionary. The risk picture visualizes the contrast of current water monitoring system with the proposed user-friendly platform which allows researchers and viewers with data. The PRD defines 8 core entities: user, viewer, admin, researcher, water quality data, along with their relationship with ensures the way a well-organized data database. The data dictionary specifies data types, sizes, and constraints to maintain the data integrity and consistency, supporting the system's efficiency, usability, and reliability. The design ensures that the platform is efficient, responsive, and scalable, making it more valuable tool for monitoring water quality data in rural areas of Bangladesh. Implementation. To implement our system, we use Django framework for the backend and JavaScript and CSS for the front end and MySQL for the database. The application features a dashboard where user can enter and view location data. Additionally, we ensure that the system is more easy to use and allowing people of remote areas of Bangladesh with using smartphones. Result and analysis. After implementation of the system, we conducted a series of tests evaluating the performance. The platform successfully recorded and displayed real-time water quality data. User found the system easy to use and accessible, and the response time for detecting contamination was significantly improved compared with the traditional methods. These results indicates that our web-based system can serve as a particular solution for the water quality monitoring in rural areas. Discussion. Our research demonstrates that the web-based approach to the water quality monitoring system is effective. Data accuracy, scalability are the key improvement of the research. And the conclusion on the future work. To conclude the research, successfully we developed a web-based application for tracking the water quality in rural Bangladesh. The system allows real-time monitoring, helping communities stay informed about the water safety. It gives a scalable and cost-effective social solution for the policymaker and the environment agencies. And for the future work, improved data collection mechanism for more accurate reporting, enhance the system accessibility, particularly for mobile phone users, expand the deployment to other regions facing similar water quality challenges. Thank you. Sorry, sir, I am a bit of nervous.
I had a quick question. So is this, does this require hardware to go along with the phone? And if so, is that something that is accessible to the populations that need to use this? Thank you.
Sir, we don't make any hardware part. We are making an app that is easy to use. People can use it with their smartphones and with their PC.
Thank you.
Supriyo, I have a question.
Sure.
I am not able to see any, time delay calculations or any results or any integration part in your discussion. I'm also not able to see the results, I mean, accuracy results, how the calculations are done, how much accuracy is achieved, what kind of, results have you achieved. There's no discussion on any part of it. That.
Thank you for your question, Miss. I didn't mention it on my slide, but in the research paper, I have mentioned it. The accuracy was 97%. We have made a post survey, a survey for the web app, and people make it very comfortable to use, and that and the time complexity of the whole process is big of n, which is very normal.
But even with 3% of lack of accuracy, the water quality from rural areas, the point is to be discussed. 3% accuracy, loss of accuracy means a lot in water contamination and quality factor.
Means, as you know, the water quality data changes, so it is hard to collect the real-time data. That is one of our research gaps. We are working for collect the data for more accuracy. Basically, the
Okay,
water quality data is
but
changes day by day, every
right,
day.
I think you should add the number of samples and the volume of water, and from the specific areas you have taken up the samples also. Should include all these factors while presenting the data.
Sure, ma'am.
So if there are no any further questions, thank you, Supriyo. Okay. So wait, yeah. Jaideep, are you in the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I'd like to invite Jaideep to present his paper on ensuring VIP security, a comprehensive study of radar jammer mitigation techniques.
Screen is visible, sir.
Yes, Jaideep, your screen is visible and you
Yeah.
are audible as well.
Yes. Hello, chairs, and my all friends over there. This is Jaydeep presenting this research paper on the topic ensuring VIP security, a comprehensive study of radars and jammer mitigation techniques. Here are we authors. That is me, Jaydeep Lokhande, Dr. Uma Pujari, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Engineering, Dr. Vishwanath Karad, MIT World Peace University, Pune, and Dr. Madhura Phatak, Assistant Professor, DCT, MIT WPU, Pune. So, starting with the abstract, the efficiency of jamming technology is a countermeasure against emerging threats, targeting high-profile individuals, that is VIP persons, by examining a diverse array of jamming techniques. Their technical capabilities and operational considerations have been taken, and then this study seeks to contribute to the development of most robust VIP protection strategies, which we are working on now. And this research will explore the potential of jamming to mitigate threats posed by radio frequency based devices, while addressing the challenges, limitations, and ethical implications associated with its deployment. Then, specifically with the study, we will solve the effectiveness of jamming techniques in various types of communication signals, including those by drones, remote controlled vehicles, and electronic equipment based on surveillance. Then this work will particularly end and aim to inform the development of comprehensive security protocols that integrate the jamming technologies effectively by providing enhanced security to those high valued individuals with help of uh, few radars and jammers mitigation techniques. And then the output would be that this method could be used in various aspects of research and development too. Then introduction, that the first is when high valued individuals go at various places without security, there are certain threats as well as RF based attack could be caused, and to remove it we have proposed a system. The second is jamming technology that offers a countermeasure against unauthorized RF based threats, and the third is the study that particularly aims to analyze jamming techniques and their effectiveness along with associated risk. Importance, that is first is protecting all those high valued individuals is a major task of a nation's security. Then RF-based threats, that is drone, ID, surveillance devices, they could interfere in anyone's privacy as well as cause issues to few anyone, not few, anyone who have been coming in contact with that particular things. In thought of a security aspect, and the third is jamming technology disrupts unauthorized communication signals to enhance security. So, starting with the literature review, first is wireless communication systems are highly vulnerable to jamming attacks. Then we come across the second study, that is type of jammers. That is first proactive jammers and reactive jammers. So, proactive in short is like a continuous interference of few devices, and reactive is like respond to signals. Then the last topic is existing anti-jamming strategies, that is spread spectrum techniques and AI driven detection. Then this is the tabular form of research paper, where the first and the third paper is the major paper and source of our study, where focus area is implementation of chip jamming and anti-jamming in GNSS systems, whose methodologies include experimental analysis utilizing in NLMS algorithms and simulation models, whose improved suggestions were to conduct rest in varied environments to validate simulation results and enhance applicability in that particular field, whose research gap include limited exploration of real world scenarios and environmental factors that may impact jamming effectiveness, and potential applications. Navigation systems, autonomous vehicles, as well as few location based services could use that their proposed systems in future. And the major second paper is comparative analysis of flooding jamming wireless sensor networks, uh, which includes jamming techniques like reactive and deceptive jamming in wireless sensor networks, and methodologies are comparative analysis and simulation of jamming and flooding attacks, whose improved suggestions were that explore the long-term impacts of jamming on network protocols and propose adaptive strategies for resilience, and whose research gap was insufficient focus on the long-term effects of jamming and network performance and resilience, and those potential applications were in the field of smart cities, environmental monitoring, and industrial IoT applications. And from most of the papers, we have taken research gaps as well as improvement suggestions and worked on them, and then proposed that particular literature paper. Then in comparative analysis, we could see three major field of study, that is GNSS jamming, blinking jamming, and jamming in WSN, where the focus area was navigation, aircraft, monopulse radars, as well as reactive defective attacks, whose methodology in GNSS is simulation based, as well as research gap is that limited real world testing. Then in blinking jamming, the methodology is theoretical analysis of any of the problem in jamming, and the research gap is lack of empirical data. And the third is jamming in WSN, whose methodology is like comparative analysis of these first two, and then give solution for the problems. And research gap is that there is no long-term impact study on that WSN jamming technique. Then here are a few anti-jamming techniques that we have. So it's like radars can be jammed by adversaries to degrade the performance. The following techniques could be used based on certain studies. So first is frequency hopping. Uh, Spread spectrum method. The second is code division multiple access, that is CDMA. The third is friendly jamming, or the second best method is friendly jamming, which includes controlled interference to secure communication. And the third is AI and ML based detection, that is real time adoption to evolving jamming threats. Then, starting with all those mitigation techniques, we can see a few more techniques. First is frequency agility, that is frequency hopping, the same thing, but in improved manner. The radar repeatability changes its frequency to avoid jamming signals, which makes it harder for the jammers to attack and block the radar. And the second one is low probability of intercept, where which uses the low power signals and random waveforms difficult for enemy receivers to detect and jam. The third is polarization diversity, which uses the polarization, different kind of polarizations to reduce the effect of jammers, which often operate on a single polarization. So, till now, what we have seen, polarization method was and is more used in certain aspects. So that is what we are dealing with right now. Then the case studies are four major. So first is military operation, that is frequency hopping used in operation in like in desert storm. The second is VIP protection, that is secure communication protocols during diplomatic events. Third is aviation security, where anti-jamming protocols can be used to prevent signal uh, disruptions. And fourth is critical infrastructure, where jamming resilience for power grids and emergency services can be implemented successfully. Then, starting with the practical applications, first is radar jamming mitigation strategies. So this particular field is what we are dealing with right now in our research and developing radars and jammers put together, so that it can be used for VIP security as well as many of the applications in future, if that application runs successfully. So, radar jamming mitigation strategies, that is FHSS, and DSSS, that is direct sequence spread spectrum. The second is pulse compression as well as electronic warfare. The third is directed energy weapons, HPMS, and lasers. Then
Sorry to
cyber sec-
interrupt, Jaideep, but
yeah,
please conclude your paper.
yeah. Cybersecurity measures. First is AI-driven jamming detection and response, and the second is network redundancy and network encryption. Now, conclusion, jamming technologies plays a vital role in VIP security. For future advancement in AI, ML, and quantum communication would enhance that security, and continued research is needed to develop resilient anti-jamming frameworks. Then, starting with the future scope, various aspects have been covered in the upcoming presentations, but development of AI-driven and self-learning jamming mitigation techniques is a bit important. Then enhance cybersecurity measures while integrating quantum encryption is uh, expected to develop. Then expansion of jamming countermeasures for space and satellite communication. Then regulatory advancements for ethical and controlled use of jamming technologies, taking implementation of real-time jamming and detection in autonomous systems. So here are few references, and this paper is presented by me, Jaideep. Thank you. Waiting for the questions.
JD, to what extent is this a regulatory or policy issue? And to what extent is it a technology issue? I could see this being addressed in either way, by regulation and kind of government intervention, or by the kind of technology that you're currently talking about. Thank you.
Sir, particularly we have been focusing on developing radars and jammers, most efficient mitigation techniques which can be used in various fields, taking military and VIP individual security in mind, so that in future, if this technology is evolved, it can be used in various uh, fields like submarine engineering, as well as a few of the other fields, taking military expectations as well. We have been working to make that implement successfully. We have been working on radars and jammers mitigation techniques, that is on polarization frequency. So once it is implemented successfully, we can make it public, or we could patent it. That's it, sir.
Is this something that is complementary to new laws or regulations, or is this
No, sir.
something that can mostly be addressed by technology? Thank you.
Yeah, we are working from the view of law too, but once this technology by us is patented or evolved, then we can claim that which particular method we have been using, because we have failed in two methods. The third method, we hope we would be successful.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Jyoti, I'm not able to understand the functionality of your project without knowing the jamming to signal ratios, the noise to signal ratios, and you haven't talked about the categories of jamming being involved in the kind of work you have surveyed or reviewed. That portion is missing in your work.
Ma'am, particularly in the this first paper, we have been working on radars, mitigation techniques. Then in the second paper, in the same conference, we have been working on jammer mitigation techniques. There are two different topics, ma'am, and we are trying to merge them.
So is it that you have, split your research work onto multiple research papers? In the previous presentation also, I couldn't find the link because you said that your work is split into multiple research papers and
Yeah,
a
ma'am,
kind of
actually, we have
presentation.
split them because it was being so lengthy, so that it couldn't be covered in 10 minutes.
But I
That's
could, but I would advise you that you should cover a complete review as well as the methodologies and results with complete explanations into onto a single paper. Why, splitting onto multiple papers just for the sake of presentations? I would advise you the other way around because
yeah,
it
ma'am.
lacks completeness in the work.
Yeah, ma'am. I'll work on it surely, ma'am. Thank you for your suggestions.
Okay, so if there are no any further questions, thank you, Jaideep. So moving to our next presenter, Jayashree ma'am, are you in the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. So next, I would like to invite Jayashree Kotangle to present a paper on impact of screen timing on sleeping pattern among college students affected by usage of electronic gadgets.
Thank you, sir. Sir, my screen is visible?
No, ma'am, it's not visible. Yeah, now it's visible.
Good morning, one and all. My paper name is Impact of Screen Timing on Sleeping Pattern Among College Students Affected Usage of Electronic Gadgets. I am in Datta Mege Institute of Higher Education and Research School of Allied Sciences. Then my paper is based on the 121 subjects filled the form about the that is like college students as far as the current technological advancement is concerned as and alarming issues arising among college students mainly concerned with their sleeping quality and physical health. Thus, the paper explores the association of electronic devices, sleep, and the related physical and psychological discomforts of college students in Varda. It was found that increased screen exposure significantly affects sleep quality, sleeping difficulties, and less duration of sleep were observed. Increased screen exposure was associated with more neck pain, eye strain, discomfort, and caused more psychological discomfort and anxiety. Then introduction. Research indicates that excessive screen timing, especially in the evening, can disrupt sleep cycle by delaying the body production of melatonin and hormones responsible are responsible to regulating sleep.
College students are particularly vulnerable to affect due to their academic workload, social expectations, and frequent gadget use by both studies and other activities. Students shows that irregular sleeping patterns common among students who stay late with their device leads to daytime fatigue and reduced academic productivity. Then in some literature reviews, that is the screen usage and sleep quality, that discuss that the screen usage are more vulnerable to sleep qualities because there are that as the duration is too high, then like in evening and night time, the screen uses are significantly high in the college going students. That's why the that's why the problem we can the problem we can see. For objective of the research is to examine the relation between the frequency and difficulty of feeling asleep and occurrence of physical discomfort, to assess the impact of screen exposure on physical symptoms and its correlation with the overall quality of sleep, to investigate the relationship between average sleep duration and psychological factors, to evaluate the role of screen exposure and reducing sleep duration and increase the likelihood physical and psychological symptoms among college students. As per the data analysis association between frequency of difficulty asleep and physical and physiological discomforts. The symptom like eye strain, neck pain, back pain, insomnia, anxiety, and emotional distress have statistically significant relation difficulty in falling asleep. Symptoms like headache and body pain shows not statistical changes in affecting sleep difficulties. Higher mean ranks associated with more frequent difficulties in falling asleep indicates that the stronger impact of symptoms on sleep disorder. And there is another test we have run, like correlation test. In this, the negative values indicates that there are the strong correlationship between the sleep quality and the screen usage. Then discussion and findings. The analysis shows that moderate negative correlation between screen exposure and average sleep duration indicates that the reduced sleep duration significantly impact the students in health and academic performance. The findings underscores the importance of addressing both physical and psychological discomforts when developing strategies to involve the sleep quality and duration. Reduced screen exposure, particularly at the bedtime, can manage the physical discomfort while addressing stress and anxiety through the mental health intervention as also the crucial. The study shows that relationship between the physical discomfort, sleeping pattern, and screen exposure are associated with physiological and physical discomfort. Significant correlation found. The finding confirmed that significant correlation between physical discomfort, screen exposures, sleeping patterns, psychological well amongst the student. Then conclusion, the concern should be addressed. Approaches such as limiting screen exposure before bedtime, educating the public health and on blue light effect, are increasing the fitness activity to more sleep quality and minimize health risk. In addition to incorporate mental health treatment, evaluate the screen stress and control anxiety may useful. The sum up of study demonstrate that it is important for students to engage better screen habit and sleep enough in order to promote their health, specifically physical and mental domains. In future research, we may advocate that the testing specific intervention, understanding the long-term effect and exposure of screen in relation to student health and education. These are some references for the paper, and thank you. Any questions, sir?
This is Scott Emick. Did you observe any gender differences or differences in the academic discipline of the students? Have you broken down the data in that way? Thank you.
No, sir. Like in there is it can see that the female are more vulnerable to disturb the sleep than the male. That as I have taken data from male and female both, no, sir. The female are more prone to like saw the symptoms like anxiety and depression, like anxiety, eye strain, neck pain than the males.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Jayashree, I have a suggestion to make. As God said rightly, that age groups and the genders can be considered. You can even you may go ahead with the what time of the day. I mean, daytime or night time, evening time. What time after school, before school, after college? What time the the devices are being accessed and to what extent? All those factors will also change the results, I suppose.
Yes, ma'am. It will definitely change the results because most in this particular scenario, ma'am, I have taken the results like the students are using the devices in specifically in evening time and night time. That is after their college and school.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so if there are no further questions or suggestions, we would like to move to our next paper.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Do we have Miss Vishwa here? Miss Vishwa, are you in the meeting? Okay. Do we have Miss Divya in the session?
Yes, I'm here. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Right. I'd like to
Okay.
begin then.
So, yeah, I'd like to invite Miss Divya Vijay to present a paper on reviving lost artworks, recreating historical pieces from descriptions and fragments.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Right. Good morning, everyone. Today, my team and I are here to present our paper on reviving lost artworks. Our paper aims to recreate historical pieces from descriptions and fragments. And we are from RV College of Engineering in Bengaluru, India. And my co authors include Aditya Verma, Ananya Bhatt, and our teacher, Miss Soumya. Right. So neural style transfer uses a deep learning technique to combine the content of one image with the artistic style of another. It is widely applied in various fields, including art, design, multimedia, and other visual transformations. Neural style transfer also holds a lot of potential in the recreation of damaged or lost artworks. So, by training on existing works of an artist or of a specific style, this technique can help reconstruct paintings that have been destroyed, lost, or damaged over time. And the importance of this is to enhance cultural preservation and to reconstruct various historical pieces that are of significant value to many. So, existing neural style transfer methods face a lot of challenges, including high computational costs, lack of real time processing, limited flexibility in controlling style parameters. And these issues restrict neural style transfer's practical applications, especially in various industrial use cases. And what our model uniquely attempts to do is to compare two different models, one being the VGG19, which is our custom model, which involves various parameter tunings and other specific specific instances, while the other being a magenta TensorFlow model, which is a pre-trained model. And both these models are done in such a manner that they provide a user-friendly interface for both image and video style transfer, and it introduces real-time optimization, interactive user control, multi-site processing, making neural style transfer more accessible and practical for diverse applications. Right. So these are some papers we had reviewed before we began on our work. The first one is an extensive analysis of the techniques of neural style transfer. It uses convoluted neural networks, and it offers a review on various modern trends that apply neural style transfer. Another paper we looked into was one which explained how neural style transfer functions essentially combine the style and the content image. And this was done based on various analysis and experiments. Um, Right. The next paper deals with various techniques and applications of neural cell transfer. It covers the progression of the methods from an initial CNN method, as we had explored earlier, and to more modern methods. And this is extremely useful for researchers who are looking at current trends in neural cell transfer. The next paper focuses on the quality of natural language transform, which provides new methods for assessing the visual quality of style transfer images. And this paper predominantly focuses on how to enhance the aesthetics of an image, and this could be quite useful in various cultural activities. So based on the previous papers that we had surveyed, we identified the following gap in their research. The first one being that it lacked computational efficiency. These models often demand a very high computational power, and normal devices may not be able to support this. It may require GPUs or other high processing equipment in order to get a perfectly or a more clear image. This lacks flexibility. Most current models have various predefined parameters, and therefore it does not give the user an opportunity to modify the image or provide an image that they may like with certain differences or certain specifications. Another aspect we took up is for video style transfer. Most papers only seem to focus on combining the content and style of two different images. However, we would like to take this one step further by also seeing if something similar could be applied to videos, and we have explored that in our work as well. Finally, we are looking at more multi-style and real-time applications, which, in our opinion, haven't been explored very well in the past. So we defined our objectives based on the different gaps we identified. So we'd like to enhance computational efficiency. We want to improve the customization in terms of texture, color, content blending. And we've also provided a feature where the user can specify up to what quality they may desire to have in the final image. We are trying to achieve temporal consistency in the video style transfer. And finally, we want to explore multi-style transfer to create visually appealing results. So this was a brief method followed in order to gain access to these images and to use them in a manner that is suitable for neurocell transfer. So each image is resized to a resolution of 256 by 256 pixels to ensure uniformity and to reduce the computational load. The images were also divided, the images once normalized were divided by 255 in order to have everything within the range of 0 and 1. This is done so that no particular pixel is more weighted than another. And these are converted to TensorFlow tensors in order to process within deep learning models. So what this essentially does is converts the image into some form of numerical data, which allows machine learning or deep learning models understand and process them more easily. So this is the first method. This one uses the pre-trained convolutional network, which is the magenta model, as I mentioned previously. These features capture the spatial structure of the content image, the text, the color, and the stroke pattern from the style image. And this encoder is fixed and does not require retraining by the user. So a separate style prediction network is used to compute a compact embedding vector from the style image. The adaptive instance normalization is used in order to align the mean and variance of the content image and the style image. What this aims to do is to try to combine the image by finding a ground which is minimizes both the mean and variance in order to easily condense both images. So the next is the stylized or decoder image. So this stylized map from the adaptive instance normalizer is passed through a decoder network that reconstructs the image from the features provided. And as mentioned, this model is extremely fast and it does not require training by the user. Therefore, it can easily be integrated with platforms like Streamlit and very quickly gives a suitable image. So this is the other method known as the VGG19 method, which involves 19 layers. It's a deep convolutional neural network consisting of 16 convolutional and 3 fully connected layers. This is a rather simple model and it is pre-trained on ImageNet for various processing tasks. This model, unlike the previous model, enhances the user's ability to be able to modify the image and to provide their own parameters. However, as mentioned, this model does take more time to process. So it uses 3 by 3 convolutions. It uses the ReLU activation function, which ensures that there are no negative values. And it uses a 2 by 2 max pooling structure. And it also allows hierarchical image features. For style transfer, only the convolutional layers are used. Right. So we will next discuss feature extraction. So the content features are usually taken from the deeper layers, and the style features are extracted from earlier layers using gram matrices. Gram matrices are popularly used in various deep learning methods in order to compute the similarity between two different matrices. It may use various linear regression techniques. Loss calculation. Content loss is the difference between the content image and the generated image features, while the style loss is the difference between the original style image and the generated matrices and the generated image from the gram matrices. Essentially, this loss is needed to be minimized, and gradient descent is used in order to minimize this total loss. And the VGG19 weights remain frozen during this process. So this is a quick flowchart that explains how this is done. So we begin with the neural style transfer. The image and content is loaded, and the format is checked to ensure that the user has indeed uploaded only suitable images. It pre-processes the images. It initializes the VGG19 model. It extracts the necessary features from the images. It calculates both the content and style loss. And gradient descent is used in order to minimize this loss. So if it is not conversed, it goes back into multiple iterations by adjusting different pixel images. Finally, when the threshold for the loss is met and the image is ready to be used, it converges and the image can be saved. If there is some error in the process, our model returns an error asking the user to restart the process. The experimental results demonstrate the effectiveness of both the VGG19 and the TensorFlow model. The Magenta models work for different images and videos. These models utilize a deep convolutional neural network, providing high quality images, but require extensive. This is the second method that I'm talking about, the VGG19. It requires a lot of time and it also requires high computational resources. However, this provides an image of better quality and resolution. On the other hand, the TensorFlow or the Magenta model leverages a pre-trained model with standard architecture. It achieves real-style transfer with visually appealing results, making it suitable for resource constraint and more conventional requirements. This is another application that we have explored, which is video style transfer. What it does is tries to emulate the same thing but for videos. The reason the TensorFlow model is initially preferred for this is because it is much faster. So the individual frames are extracted from the video. The style is applied on each one of these frames individually, and then this ensures temporal coherence. And then the frames are then optimized and they're superimposed in order to generate the final video. The results highlight the practicality of neural style transfer for dynamic content and its potential for real-world applications in video editing and artistic creation. So this is a comparison between both models. On the y-axis, we have the execution time, and on the x-axis, we have the number of epochs for which the model is run. So as you can see, the TensorFlow model, which is the Magenta method, is listed below. It has very predicted computational time, which linearly increases with the increasing number of epochs. However, the VGG19 method sometimes turns out to be a little unpredictable. As you can see, the time is not, there is no specific function that
Sorry to
relates.
interrupt, Divya, but I'd like you to conclude.
Right. Um, So this is our conclusion. We have demonstrated the use of neurostyle transfer to enhance different images, and we would like to enhance in computational efficiency, image quality, and handling content preservation during transfer. Future techniques would focus on having better style and consistency and preservation. Additionally, We would like to augment reality or video processing, which could expand its practical use. We would like to enhance the speed and the quality of the video that is produced finally. This is just a quick demonstration of a streamlit interface that allows the user an option to choose between both models for images and applies the magenta method for the video cell transfer. And these are some images of neural cell transfer that we have generated using our application. These are the references, and that's all I have. I'm now open to any questions that anyone may have.
Divya, it's a good work, nicely presented. So no questions. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Divya, in terms of evaluation of your model, you showed some metrics for the runtime of the two models that you were comparing. I wonder if there's any other kind of accuracy sort of metric that you can use for this kind of thing. It seems very subjective to be able to say, yes, this is a good result, this is a poor result. Is there any way to assign a sort of an accuracy metric to your algorithm? Does the question make
As you
sense?
mentioned, it is a subjective. Yeah, it does. It does. As you mentioned, it is a subjective technique, and the accuracy measure often depends on what exactly the user may require from this project. So, on one hand, you will have somebody who is of an artistic background and will require a very high precision or quality of the image. On the other hand, you may have someone who's merely using it for some kind of decorative purpose, and for them, the accuracy measure is likely to be the runtime. The graph mentioned here as is focused on runtime, which basically pertains to common users or someone who would just like to use it for a very base purpose in order to, just generate an image and use it for some kind of decorative purpose. The VGG19 model, on the other hand, is more tuned towards providing a high quality image, and therefore, in this situation, the accuracy measure could more likely be the resolution of the final image. And also, if an artisan has another image, what he or she may like to compare the two images in order to determine how accurately this model has provided the image.
Thank you.
Right. If there are no more questions, would it be okay if I stop sharing?
Yeah, sure. You can stop your screen share.
Right. Thank you very much.
Yes. So moving to our next presentation, I'd like to invite Mr. Gopi Suresh Aripalli to present his paper on an integration of security measures and the generation of facial biometric cancelable templates. So are you in the meeting? It seems Gopi sir is not in the session right now.
Sir, I am in the session, sir.
Okay. Actually, I did not receive any response, so I assume you are not there.
Sir, I am in the session, sir. Can I present my paper?
Sure. You can commence.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Sir, thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to present my research work here. My name is Gopi Suresh, and presently working as a research scholar in the Puducherry Technological University. And my research area focuses on cancelable biometric template protection schemes. And the title of the paper is An Integration of Security Measures and the Generation of the Facial Biometric Cancelable Templates. And myself, Gopi Suresh, and my guide name is Bhubalan, right? And when it comes to the abstract, when it comes to the biometric, before the biometric recognition system, there is a password-based and token-based recognition system is there, and there are a lot of drawbacks were there with the password-based and token-based recognition systems. When it comes to the biometric is unique to each and every individual person. If the biometric is lost, then the identity of the person will be theft, and it cannot be restored in such a way that so his financial information and everything will be compromised. In order to overcome this problem, we are going with the biometric template protection scheme. Right, this biometric template protection scheme, it will ensure the security of the template. Right, when it comes to the biometric template protection schemes, there are three different methods were there. One is the homomorphic encryption, and second one is cancelable biometric method, and the third one is biometric crypto system. What the cancelable biometric template protection method does is, whenever the template has been compromised or has been stolen or has been applied with the replay attack, then new template will be issued, which means that the old biometric will not be old biometric will not be cancelled, and in such a way that so there the transformation will be done. Depends upon the transformation, new template will be generated and new template will be issued. When it comes to the homomorphic encryption, on the given template, there are a lot of encryption algorithms will be performed so that it will be in the encrypted mode. So even though the template has been stolen or template has been hacked by some other person or has been done by the replay attack, they cannot able to retrieve the original data. So that is the main purpose of going with the biometric template protection schemes such as cancelable biometric and homomorphic encryption. When it comes to the introduction in the biometric, there are physiological biometric traits and physiological biometric traits are there, such as a fingerprint and facial recognition. Both I am using for my work. So these two are crucial for the authentication, whereas the traditional biometric systems, as I told earlier, they are not good at, and they are vulnerable to the some of the authentication techniques. So unauthorized access will be there in the traditional authentication systems such as password based and token based. In order to overcome this problem, um, we are going with the cancelable biometric. So when it comes to the biometric template protection, when it comes to the template protection, so it will maintain the authentication accuracy, and whenever the it will prevent the identity theft and unauthorized template reuse. So even though the safety measures we have taken for protecting the template, so if it has been stolen or replay attack has been happened, then new template will be generated. So that is the basic work of the cancelable biometric template. So here we are using the non-invertible transformations in order to generate the biometric template. Non-invertible transformations, in the sense, like some mathematical models will be implemented in order to do some computations on the template, so that if it has been stolen, then a new template will be issued. And the proposed approach, if we look at the block diagrammatic representation, here input phase will be given to the A torus algorithm. So on this A torus algorithm, right, some code will be generated. That code will be given as homomorphic HFM1 algorithm, and after applying the XOR operation on the output generated by the A torus algorithm, FFT will be done. FFT stands for fast Fourier transform. And again, the generated FFT will be given as input to the second XOR function using HFM2, which is an encryption algorithm. And then again, so new IFFT generated output will be given as input to the new IFFT, so which is inverse fast Fourier transformation. So at last, the cancelable image will be generated. So that will be stored in the database, application database, right? And one more thing. So these all happens in the enrollment phase. In the biometric system, there is an enrollment phase and there is a verification phase. Enrollment phase is an one-time activity, whereas the verification phase is n-time activity, and it will happen at each and every time the user trying to says that he is the legitimate user. In the proposed approach, so we are using the RFID card in order to identify the person in such a way that so his location is also will be enabled based on his physical traits. Along with that, his physical
Mr.
location.
Gopi, sorry to interrupt, but are you changing the slides? Because on my end, I'm not able to see the content.
Yes, madam, I am changing the slides, madam. And
Okay. Yeah, okay.
okay, madam. And here the facial image alignment using the local binomial pattern. When it comes to this one, so image acquisition is happening, right? Image after the image acquisition has been happened with the particular device, then face and eyes will be detected. From that, the image normalization will be done. So once the image normalization is done, then unwanted noise will be removed, which is happen in the background side. So once that is removed, once that unwanted noise which has been removed, then it will be given as input to the FFT fast Fourier transform. So in order to perform the encryption algorithm, in this way, the data will be stored in the given database. So later it will be assigned with the RFID code such a way that along with the physical traits of the person, the location of the person is also will be embedded with that. So when it comes to the algorithm overview, so it will first capture the biometric data, which is facial image, and we will apply the transformation function, mapping function, and store the transformed template securely, right? This will happen in the enrollment phase. So during the authentication phase, as I told earlier, authentication phase will happen in time activity, and the same transformation will be done on the enrollment phase, and the same transformation will be done on the authentication phase. So if it is matched with the enrollment phase and authentication phase, then so we can say that it is an genuine person. If the enrollment phase value and the authentication phase value both are not matching, then we can say that so that is a not genuine one. And the publicly available data sets have taken here. The evaluation metrics are false accept ratio and false reject ratio. These are the two considerations we were taken in order to identify the genuine or not genuine user. And uh, testing against the different attack models were done, and assessment was based on recognition
Excuse
rates
me,
like.
Gopi sir.
Yes, sir.
So the time is coming to an end. Please conclude your paper. And also, the title slide is only visible. The other slides are not visible. So I'd like you to go to the conclusion slide.
Yes, sir. Sir, now is it visible, sir? Conclusion slide. Okay, sir. The proposed secure cancelable biometric template method was proposed, and ensuring the high security with maintaining the recognition accuracy, and demonstrated feasibility with the experimental result, and the future work to be done in such a way that the optimized computation of the efficiency and expand the applicability can be done, sir. And future work can improve the computational efficiency for the real-time application and extend the approach to the multi-modal biometric systems. Now I have done the work on the single mode biometric system. So whereas in the future it can be extended to the multimodal biometric systems in such a way that if it is applied to the multimodal biometric systems, it can enhance the security features against the emerging threats and test in large scale deployment scenario. So, and these are the references which I have been taken, sir. And thank you Thank you, sir. So any questions you can ask, sir.
I have no questions, Gopit sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Can you say a little bit more about the performance of this system in a real world scenario? Is this comparable to existing systems, faster, slower? Thank you.
Yes, sir. When it is compared with the existing system, the proposed one is somewhat better, sir. So because the reason why I am saying better is here we have included the location of the person also using the RFID. So whenever we are including the RFID location, so then the security of the person along with the physical traits and his location both will be matched, then only the authentication will be done. So in this way, when it is compared with the existing system, the proposed one is somewhat better. And I cannot say that it is the ideal performance. Definitely better than this, some other approaches will be there. So with the multimodal biometric systems, we can achieve more security when it is compared with the MyWorks.
Thank you.
So if there are no any further questions or suggestions, we'll move to our next paper. Thank you, Gopi sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay. So do we have Miss Vaishnavi in the session?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible. Okay, so next, I'd like to call Miss Vaishnavi Chaurasia to present a paper on the impact of inflation on consumer purchasing power towards household income with reference to SATNA.
As my share is screen is visible.
No, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
right now it's visible.
okay. Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Vaishnavi, MBA student at Datta Media Institute of Higher Education and Research. My paper focuses on inflation, impact of inflation, consumer purchasing power towards household income with reference to SATNA. Abstract of my paper suggests that inflation significantly impacts purchasing power and household income, particularly in economically disadvantaged semi-urban areas like Satna. This study examines the relationship between inflation, consumer behavior, financial stability, and economical resilience. Findings indicate that rising prices reduce real income, shift spending towards necessities, and limit discretionary expenditures. Recession analysis highlights the impact of inflation perception on household consumption patterns, revealing financial hardships. The study also explored the role of income distribution, social security, and financial systems in mitigating inflation's effect. Insights from this paper provide policymakers with strategies to address inflationary challenges in similar socio-economic contexts. Definition of inflation. A sustained rise in the general price level of goods and services, reducing the value of the money and purchasing power, is known as inflation. Impact on households, like areas in Satna. Inflation disproportionately affects low and middle income households, forcing them to prioritize essential goods like food, shelter, and utilities, and reducing the utilization of luxurious goods. Global content. Examples from Indonesia 1998 economic crisis and Romania 2000 to 2010 show how inflation shifts consumption pattern and economic stability. Inflation's effect on Satna households. Regional regional focus. Satna, a semi-urban region with income disparities, is highly vulnerable to inflation due to fixed and limited incomes. Spending adjustments. Inflation leads to reduced discretionary spending, prioritization of necessities, and increased economic hardships. Policy implications. Understanding these local effects help in designed and targeted interventions to support financial stability and mitigate inflation's adverse effect. Literature review of my paper, Inflation Impact reduces the real value of money, making goods and services less affordable, especially for low and middle income households. Key studies of this paper research highlights that inflation disproportionately affects lower income groups by increasing the cost of essential goods. It is found in the paper 2023 Kabdor and Liu 2021. Behavioral changes regarding this paper suggested that consumer adjust by prioritizing necessities, reducing discretionary spending, and shifting to lower quality goods. Widening inequality. Inflation reduces real wages and savings, affecting low income households the most, while wealthier groups mitigate effects through diversified income. Consumer behavior in Satna. Limited income and credit access make households highly vulnerable, reducing their purchasing power and economical stability. Regional implications. Understanding inflation's impact in Satna helps tailor policies to protect financially constrained households and ensure economic resilience. Objectives of this paper are evaluate consumer attitudes toward inflation and its influence on household consumption, analyzing the relationship of perceived prices increase with inflation effects on consumer behavior in purchasing, especially on necessary goods, luxury goods expenditure, and financial correction. To explore the relationship between perception of rises and shifting consumer spending patterns about non-essential spending reduction. It focuses on essential item first and reduce spending because of inflation on cheaper alternatives. Analyze the relationship between perception of price increases and the effect of inflation on saving security and long-term financial plans for consumers. Research methodology overview. Approach used in our paper is combination of descriptive methods and correlation analysis to systematically examine the research objectives. We use this uh, we use this research on 109 respondents from Satna. We use the data collection tool for like questionnaire designed to capture key insights to consumer purchasing power and inflation. Descriptive analysis used to summarize demographic data and key study variables. Correlation analysis is used to identify the relationship between inflation and economic levels and consumer purchasing power. Data analysis and interpretation. In this table, we see the data indicates that the respondents overwhelmingly perceive a rise in living cost, especially groceries and essential services. In this table, I have found that the prices of products I frequently buy have increased over time. The prices of products I frequently buy have increased over time and various inflation related to financial impacts. Correlation coefficients range from -1 to +1, indicating the strength and direction of the linear relationship between two variables. The table 3, I have found that the prices of the products I frequently buy have increased over time. These relationships are moderate in strength and indicate practical behavior shifts to response to inflation. However, general statement about overall shopping behavior or spending habits statement from 1 to 5 show weaker and non-significant correlations, suggesting these broader changes are less constantly linked to perceived price increases. In the table 4, a correlation between perceived prices and increases over time, a reduced ability to save dipping into savings, feeling less financially secure, cutting back on investment savings contributions. However, the link between these prices perceptions and delays in long-term financial plans is not significant. Finally, I'm concluding my paper. Inflation significantly impacts consumer purchasing power, especially for lower middle class incomes households in Satna. The study highlights how rising prices erode real income, increase financial strain, and worsen income inequality. Finding from correlation analysis confirm a strong relationship between inflation and reduced affordability of essential goods. Addressing these challenges requires targeted policy measures to stabilize prices and support vulnerable households. These are my references I have taken from, and thank you. Any question?
Did your work lead you to any specific policy recommendations that you would make for this area? Thanks.
Recommendations for these policies are like we can have policies to adopt the changes, like we can make certain policies for plans for purchasing and spending their income, and some also income rates, fixed income rates are also can be suggested for this.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Vaishnavi, I have a question. You had mentioned various time frames, like you compared the current data analyzed with the last year over a timeline of few years back. I mean, there has been no specific time range over which the comparisons has been done. In the tables, in all three tables, there is a lot of variation between various time, like last year, few years, over the years. Uh, why it has been done? I mean, should specific timeline be covered?
And the data has been taken from this year only. The questionnaire is taken from last year 2024. The data I have collected.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Vaishnavi. If there are no any further questions or suggestions, we'll move to our next paper. So, Vishwa Padaria, ma'am, are you in the session?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, I'd like to invite Vishwa Padaria, ma'am, to present a paper on IVF success rate prediction using deep learning model, LSTM, and AlexNet.
Yes, sir. My paper, good morning all. My paper is IVF success rate using the AlexNet model and LSTM. And in IVF, as assess the reproductivity technology for the child and couple facility to challenges become the participation. decept the progress of medical technology development, development to predict the increase the success rate of IVF procedure, in which still the relatively the low is in a low rate. The most recent advantage, most the recent advancement of AI and deep learning and specific long-term and short-term memory network, AlexNet offered the promising for the predict the success rate. The review focus on architecture, database, and evaluation metrics for LSTM and AlexNet participating to IVF success prediction and analyze their particularly inside the noted benefits and drawbacks using the main we emphasize the most fundamental study focus on this model to evaluate the efficiency while the considering AI plagiarized in the fertility treatment to suggest new avenue further expansion. Nowadays, the many people have suffering from use this IVF treatment. So I will find the check using the clinical data on this. In vitro fertility is widely assessed the reproduction technology, but success rate is very due to multiple biological and clinical factors. Traditional embryology section release the manual assessed by the embryologist, in which can be subjective and innocence. This variability affects the overall efficiency of IVF treatment. The AI and deep learning provide the data-driven object method and implement IVF success rate. AI model analyze the embryo's image and clinical data to identify the parents that humans assess may miss. This approach reduces the subjectivity and enhance the accuracy of embryology section. This study proposed the hybrid deep learning model to combine the AlexNet and LSTM optimize the IVF prediction. The AlexNet extracts the feature from the embryo's image, while the LSTM capture the temporal dependency in embryo development. The goal is the IVF outcome by the automatic and enhancing the embryology section. My problem statement is IVF prediction is challenging due to the subjective of manual embryos, leak of acceptability in the AI models, letting the outcome. Current method is really heavily human expertise, increase the variabilities and potential error from embryoization. This study proposed an AlexNet system hybrid model to improve the readability and interpretability in the IVF prediction by integrating AI-driven automation, explanatory technique like GARD, CMA, and SHAP. The model enhance the clinical trust and optimize the embryology section. I have tried in my proposed model. I will work on the clinical data. I collect the data from IVF hospital and then I will produce in this. My literature survey, productivity and analysis of IVF success rate using machine learning models. Second one, comparison review of role of AI in a obstetrical and geological embryology selection for the IVF using the machine learning technique based on the light microscope and image embryos and the additional factor. Artificial neural network in IVF success prediction. Deep learning approach in IVF success rate. In this 5 research paper, I find the research gap the manual embryos breeding is subjective to landing the consists the success rate. Existing AI model focus on the image-based analysis, ignoring the temporal embroidery development. Lack of extensibility in AI prediction reduce the clinical trust and adoption. Limited integration of clinical and image data affect the overall prediction of accuracy. Here I use the AlexNet model for implementing AlexNet model. First, I will check on AlexNet model. Second, I will apply the on LSTM model, and then I approach the hybrid approach AlexNet and LSTM. Integrate overview, hybrid model overview. The image analysis is sequential data modeling prediction IVF and combine the strength of CNN via AlexNet and RNN via LSTM. Data input is image and sequential data. The sequential data is from collect from the first I will collect the image of ultrasound. Second, sequential data. So patient treatment history and hormonal level and time series. Model component. The model component is a LXTN. LXTN I will use to image feature extension, and LSTM used for sequential data model to analyze the time dependency of patient data, capture the long dependency existing the for example trend in hormone level, age and age and the age and blood cultural reports. Feature function, the concatenation merge the feature vector from LSTM with the AlexNet with the LSTM output. Dense layer fit the combination feature into fully connected layer and output layer produced as a prediction. Training, I will find the loose function and optimizer and end-to-end training and benefits. The benefits for the hybrid approach is the multi-model integration, improve the prediction accuracy and provide the insights. IVF approach complexity. In a hybrid approach, I find the two complexity. First one is IVF complexity, and second one is the relational for the hybrid model CNN and RNN. The CNN excels the extract the split feature from the embroid image and capture the temporal pattern to patient data, hormone fluctuations. The existing system is data collection, feature extension, model training, optimization, apply the ENN model, and then find the function loose function. In my proposed model, I propose the applied hybrid model AlexNet and LSTM. Here the check the result prediction using SVM feature extension, CNN and hybrid model value. I find the accuracy for SVM and feature extension is 80%. In CNN model 87.21%, and I find the 92.45%. Same as precision recall F1 and AUC and ROC. I will find using the SVM feature extension, CNN and hybrid model. In precision 78.56.
Hello.
In CNN.
Vishwa
Yes.
ma'am, please move towards the conclusion.
Yes, sir. The research emphasizes the substantial potential of AI ML, enhancing the IVX success rate, improving embroidery section, optimize the treatment protocol, and present the potential response, detect the promise in the advancement, effective, implement the phase challenging like complex database and ensure the model integrity and achieving the clinical validation. These studies they highlight the necessary of a ongoing development and refinement of AI ML tools in IVF field to overcome these obstacles and release the full of potential. Sir, any question?
So yeah, you talked about the LSTM inputting sequential data, and the example you gave on a couple of slides was hormone levels. And
Yes,
I am curious how you featureize that. In that hormone levels are a continuous time series, and the LSTM accepts discrete
find the
inputs. So how do we discretize the features? Thank you.
sir, what is your last question? I am not properly audible.
I can hear you.
Sir, what is your last question?
My question was the measurements you're taking are a continuous time series of hormone. They represent a continuous time series, and
Yes,
the
it is a check with the
LSTM receives discrete inputs, and I'm just curious how you
yes.
featureize. Mhm.
In a hormone level, we have to check the woman's hormone level continues in 2 3 months, and then we produce procedure for IVF section. Like hormone section, which time period get she will ovulation period is started. In this ovulation period, should proper or not, and balancing of hormones and blood circulation. All these things will be checking hormones levels.
Mhm. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Any other question?
Vishwa, can you please elaborate on, I mean, the verification of results or, validating your results? Because I feel that is lacking, still lacking, because using data sets like that, and how did you verify your results? Were previous results available on a similar kind of data set?
No, I will doing a data set collect from hospital, and then I will check how to and result and or prediction.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
Okay, so if there are no further questions or suggestions, thank you, Vishwa ma'am. We'd like to move to our next paper.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay, so Anjana S. ma'am, are you present in the session? Okay. So yeah. I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentations and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for the support during this ninth version and all the previous 8 versions of the conference. We'll be happy to have you in the 10th version in 2026. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already forwarded to the Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ICTIS 2025. I also thank our session chair, Dr. Scott Imig and Dr. Bhumi Gupta for chairing the session. So, ma'am, this is a token of appreciation to the chair on behalf of Team ICTIS 2025 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Thank you for your valuable experience. I kindly request you all to switch on the camera for a quick snapshot of the virtual conference. All the authors and presenters are hereby requested to turn on your cameras. Thank you. Stay safe and take care.